Okay, earlier on, when the wort was halfway full, we raised the temperature in order to get it started so that it would hit a boiling point early. So at the end of the sparge, we filled the beer kettle as tall as we could, as high as we can, cramming as much wort in here as possible, because in the end of the process, we're going to be topping up with water. So we want to get as much of the hot liquor in here as we can. So as you can see by the temperature, it's just approaching 212 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's just about to boil. So this is a crucial point. We want to make sure that we do not have a boil over, because as we know, it's a huge mess everywhere. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. So you can make sure that doesn't happen. You can either do it with a spray bottle, or because I have a gas stove, I can do it pretty easily with this stove by adjusting the temperature. Worst case scenario, you could just manually lift the whole thing off. But by stirring it regularly, you will achieve what is called a rolling boil, which is what you want. So we've got 1 ounce of Northern Brewer hops here. They're about an 8.3 AAU, which is alpha acids. It's a little bit more bitter than you might like in a Hefeweizen, but I think it goes really well. So I'll put the hops in. You can see that the beer is really boiling. It's got a nice solid boil there. So we'll start putting the hops in. You don't want to put too many in at once. Just kind of start slowly, because you don't want it to get ahead of you, because it can very easily. And put a little more in. Stir it around. You want to make sure the hops are submerged. It's very important. Very delicate, making sure the beer does not boil over. Because believe me, the sugary mess on your stove. And we're using gas, which is, it seems easier to control. One thing about the electric burner that I don't know if I said earlier, but if you are using an electric burner and you find that your electric burner just can't bring 5 gallons to a boil, replace the burner, because that tends to help a lot, and they're really not that expensive to replace. Fortunately, it doesn't matter about contaminants because everything in here is being boiled. So if for some reason I drop a bit of plastic in there for a second, it's not going to hurt the beer, which is good news.